So in this model, as in previously said, we are going to do a function of x equals 1/2 to the x power. So basically, we're going to create a table of values. So we're going to get table of values. We're going to draw our little t chart. So x, f of x. And we're going to do -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And I guess for kicks and giggles, we'll do 3. Basically here, what we're going to do is we're going to take 1/2, and we're going to plug in -2 here. We're going to take 1/2 and plug in -1. 1/2, 0 power, 1/2, the first, 1/2 squared, and 1/2 cubed. Now, what is so interesting about all of the negative versions, given that our base, which we know a equals 1/2, and 1/2 is less than 1, but 1/2 is also greater than 0. So we know that what this should look like is this should be decay. But why? Well, in this instance, these negative versions are going to flip the fraction, and what happens is this becomes 2 squared. This becomes 2 to the first power. And of course, anything to the first power, or 0 power, is always 1. And this becomes 1/2. And then this becomes 1 over 2 squared, which is equal 1 to the 4th power, because 1 times 1, 1 squared is 1. And this becomes 1 cubed over 2 cubed, which 1 cubed is 1, and you get 8 at the bottom. So as I go towards positive infinity, I'm going to get really smaller, really small. So small that if I did infinity, I would get 1/2 to the infinite power. And that's the same thing as 1 to the infinity, which is always 1. And 2 to the infinity, which simplifies to 1 over infinity, which is 0. So it's going to converge at 0 as x goes towards infinity. Now, summarily, if we draw our graph and we look at what's going on here, we'll notice some interesting stuff with all the negative values. So -2, -1, 1, 2, and 3. And for kicks and giggles, we'll do infinity. You can't really plug it in. You can analyze it. That's all you can really do with that instance. Always label your axes so your people know what's going on. And I'm going to graph the points with blue. Or not blue, but red. I'll graph the points with red. So at -2, I'm going to have 4. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm right here. At -1, I'm going to have 2. At 0, I'm going to have 1. At 1, I should have 1/2. At, let's say that's 4. At 2, I'm going to have 1/4, so something smaller. So what you'll notice immediately is this function is getting really smaller as it goes to positive infinity. As I plug in x equals infinity, I'm going to get so close to 0 that it's not even funny. And eventually you get to 0. And remember that the horizontal asymptote is still at y equals 0. But notice that the function is decreasing. Okay, it is decreasing as I go to infinity. So as I start approaching, start approaching infinity for my positive inputs, my function's decreasing. On the next lesson, we will start analyzing some more aspects to functions and function analysis regarding transformations, translations, and I'll even introduce you guys to some different exponential bases. I hope this is all very helpful.